This is the world's best driving road, and this is a supercar built with parts from Temu. And I'm about to do something slightly dangerous. When I was younger, I used to watch tons of car videos, as I'm sure you did too, and lots of these took place on the same road. The Angeles Crest Highway, a crazy stretch of pavement right outside of LA, full of high-speed twists and turns. Ever since then, I knew I had to one day take a car there, and now I finally get to. But there's a problem. This is the car that me and my best friend saved after it was abandoned, which we then rebuilt and installed an entire body kit from Temu on. And if anything on it breaks, it'll take months to get replacement parts. On top of that, we honestly haven't really tested anything in any way. So we're gonna run it through 2 tests to see if we did a good job building it. Test 1, LA traffic. LA is known for some of the worst traffic in the world. And before we actually enjoy the car out on the best roads in the world, we need to make sure it actually functions as a normal car. And if it can survive LA traffic, it can do any daily driver activities. And test 2, the Angeles Crest Highway. We'll test the car's actual performance and properly enjoy it on an incredible road, hopefully with the company of some other awesome cars. Before we do that though, I have another problem.
I'm in Boston.
So first, I need to get myself to LA. Luckily for me, the Aston is already out there waiting for me. So all I need to do is get to the airport, grab a coffee, hop on the plane, get a ride to the airport to our friend's car storage facility. In we go.
Good morning, Joe.
Oh, jeez.
Good morning, robot.
This is alarming. And start up the Aston.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I may be the only person going out of my way to find traffic in LA, but trust me, it didn't take long at all. LA is like a real-life GTA server, and there are always accidents or something crazy happening that creates bumper-to-bumper traffic.
This is like 11 on a Wednesday, so why is there so much traffic?
When this Aston was built, it had one fatal flaw that might make it fail this challenge. It was made with a very strange transmission that operates like a manual, but with no clutch pedal. It was way ahead of its time, but now it's extremely dated. And it's fine at speed, but when it's in traffic, it sucks. Luckily, we tried to resolve that problem with an upgraded clutch. It was supposed to fix the problem and make the transmission shift faster. So we'll see if that actually made any difference.
It's still a little bit clunky in traffic. It's doing all right. It's doing all right. It's definitely not the best car to be sitting in traffic with. However, that being said, it's really cool. Everybody looks at it, which is hilarious. Nobody knows the body kit is from Temu, but it does look really cool from the outside, so I don't really blame them. But I'm a little worried that people are going to be paying too much attention to this and not the car that's stopping from 40 miles an hour in front of them, as LA traffic does. Everybody's going like 100 miles an hour, and then suddenly everybody's stopped. And you got to make way for the motorcyclists that are just flying up on you and cutting up. Wow, it's very bucky going into first gear. Occasionally. But the car's warm now, so it's much better. When it's cold in traffic, it's not super happy.
As the traffic cleared up though, I did start to notice a sound. And it wasn't a good one.
There's noises.
While I was dealing with that, my friend Will, who potentially took a more impractical vehicle out with me, was dealing with something a little different.
I don't quite know how Jackson's doing in the traffic, but I imagine it's a lot better than I am. This car is not practical in any meaningful way at all whatsoever. Is it fun? Yeah, it's pretty fun. But it's also horrific. Horrific's not the right word. Horrifying. But it sounds cool. It sounds really cool. Yeah. This is crazy. Let my hat know.
Now, back to my noise issue. It turns out there are 2 problems. One is the exhaust, which we put on to help quiet the car down, but now it's actually knocking into the subframe. And And the second is the dust shield, which we thought we fixed when it was rubbing against the brakes, but now it seems to be rubbing again.
I've officially driven the Aston in traffic for over an hour, and it is exhausting. I am very tired, but it did do it. It does make a lot of bad sounds right now, and I believe it's the exhaust. We're gonna have to fix that. But if that's the only thing that's broken, I hope, then honestly, we did a decent job building it. I don't know if that's the best test, but we have tested it. So, the Aston gets an approval on LA traffic.
With the worst test out of the way, now we can move to the more fun part, but also the riskier part. Driving the car hard is exciting, but it also gives it the most chances to break. So let's see how it does. But before we do that, a quick word from me.
Your car air freshener sucks. These days, all car air fresheners are ugly and don't smell good. Luckily, they don't last long either. But we have a solution. It's this. It's called Luft. Simply unbox it, take it out of its package, and then stick it on its mount. It's subtle, but smells amazing and lasts 30 days. No more childish, over-the-top atrocity hanging from your rearview mirror. Have some class. Buy a Luft. By the way, this is not a regular brand deal. This is actually Will and I's brand that we've been working on for over a year. We hated all the car air fresheners. They all smelled too much, and we wanted something that actually matched the inside of a car and looked cool and didn't look out of place. So we've been working on this Luft thing for quite a while. Every dollar you spend on Luft goes right back into making content for you guys. We really appreciate all the support, and we hope you like the product. There's 3 different scents on there right now. I think you'll like them. Go check it out. Link in the description.
We really appreciate you guys, and we hope that we can actually offer something cool to you. So, yeah.
Luft, baby. We've made it to the Angeles Crest Highway. Look at this. This is what I've dreamed of being on. This is an incredible place. It's actually nuts. Just the first couple of turns even are insane. It feels like this road was built to be driven on by car enthusiasts, because it's ridiculous. But we got the Aston, we got the Caterham, we got the Lotus. 2 very good cars for doing this. 1 not necessarily good car for doing this. So we're gonna see how the Aston does. We hand built it. Can it survive the Angeles Crest Highway? I don't know.
I started off slow just to make sure the car wasn't gonna fall apart, and it honestly felt really good. And the road is impossible to beat. And as we went further into the mountains, it just got better and better. And the Aston was loving it.
Wow, this is crazy. They just don't make roads like this normally. It's just so inefficient. But it's way more fun. This thing sounds so good. Oh my God. Best sounding car I have ever owned by a country mile. Oh yeah. Oh my God, come on. It's surreal that we're here with a car that we built. It's not perfect. The car is not perfect, but it is so much fun. It honestly handles really well. The problem is the Lotus and the Caterham are like perfectly built for this type of road. It's a very tight, twisty road. It doesn't have a lot of straights. Those cars don't have a ton of power, but they have plenty of power for this road, and they also have all the handling they need. I need a lower gear. Wow, this car sounds good. Oh, come on. Bring it out. On brakes, downshift. Oh yes. It handles. Uh-oh. Not sure if I felt something there. I was just having such a great time. I think it's fine. Those are words that are probably gonna eat about 5 minutes. It's every time you say something's fine or it's been reliable, that's when everything goes bad. Oh, something's wrong.
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Oh, I see the problem. Will, you just were losing some fender, bro.
It's kind of like an air brake, I think.
Yeah, but it always is helping you brake on this side.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, no, that's designed by Caterham, you see.
It just starts rubbing on.
And then it not only air brakes up here, air travels into it, but it also sort of like a scooter. It sort of holds the back of the wheel in, and then you slow down extra quickly. We've been here before with Nick. Nick, if you didn't know, has been now on 2 cross-country journeys with us. Actually, one time in this, and the other time in that. So this is not the first time I've seen Nick repair something weird on the side of the road. There was one time where Will, Nick, and I, and several others had to bleed the clutch of this with a straw from a gas station. And then swap the master cylinder in a parking lot. So it all worked out well. This is honestly this is the easy side of the things we've dealt with.
Tape fixes always. Especially carbon fiber.
Now we are fixed and ready to drive. Allegedly. For now. With that fixed, we can continue our test of the Aston Martin.
It's not too fast either. It's not trying to like slide out and take me off the road. It has kind of just the right amount of power to catch up to these guys, although they are quite good drivers. I would say they're better drivers than me, and they are cooking. And the greatest thing is I feel like a lot of the other cars here know what you're trying to do. They know you're trying to have fun and drive. So if they're going slowly, they very quickly find a place to pull over and get out of your way. No one's really held us up for very long. Wow, and the view is also, not terrible. This car was abandoned at a New York City body shop a year ago, pretty much a year ago at this exact same time. This car hadn't driven in 15 years. It was sitting with most of its panels missing. It couldn't even drive. The clutch was completely fried. It was missing a rear bumper. It was missing a headlight. It had the wrong fender on it. And we've brought this car back to life. We've given it a second life. And no car should sit like that. This car is so much fun. It could have been being enjoyed like what we're doing right now. And it's just awesome that we got the opportunity and we're able to bring this thing back to its former glory, if not better, because it is a whole lot cooler in my eyes. And you know what? The body kit's not too bad. What a lovely Wednesday afternoon that we get to have. Would not happen without you guys watching. So I have the coolest job I think in the world. It's not always easy. It's stressful sometimes, to be honest with you. There's a lot of late nights. You think YouTubers make a lot of money, but maybe we're doing it wrong. But we spend all our money on cars and we don't pay ourselves really anything, just enough to eat food every day and have a place to live. But that's it. I don't go out and buy fancy stuff. I wish I could, as I'm sure you guys do, but I'm grateful. I don't really need all that stuff when I can have a job this exciting. It's so much fun. It's so cool, and it's all thanks to you guys. And we get to do stuff like this. I get to drive a Temu Aston Martin on a road that I've dreamt about driving for years. That is hard to beat. Probably some of you know that my dad passed away from cancer a couple of years ago, like 6 years ago. My dad passed away, and he was a huge car guy, big car. Now he got me into cars, and that's why we built the Porsche. He'd always wanted a 911, and we built the Tribute 911 for him. And it's moments like this where I know he's smiling down, watching us do these cool things. I wish he could be here with us. It's awesome. It's just crazy. I gotta say, I think the car, though, I think the Aston passes the canyon test.